What's going on, daily gangs? Welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to go through an overview of my solo trap which I have rebuilt recently. As it stands, we are currently at 196 million might. It's a little bit high, but you know, KVK is just around the corner. It's in 2 days time. It's definitely gangbang, so the trap. But the main reason why it's at 195 million might, it's obviously, as you know, solo trapping is long gone compared to how it used to be in the past. I think the lowest you can get to is about 180 170 million might, unless you're in obviously closed kingdom and it's a new account, and there's not many players with maxed accounts that are going to hit you. So around 200 million might, it's the safe place. I know I used to trap at 48 million might in the past, but with T5 level 5 familiars, the new research, artifacts and astrolite, these make a massive difference in terms of trapping. So you're definitely going to take some deads if you get hit by 5, 6, 7 well coordinated attacks, and that's the reason why obviously it's at 200 million might, because you need to push a bit more troops, and you cannot use T1 troops, whereas in the past we used to trap on T1 troops. So I think everybody wants to know what the troop count is. As it stands, we've got just under 11 million troops, 3 million in 3 million range, and 3.69 cav reptilian rider. So the reason for that is I'm going to explain to you in a minute when we go into the formation. It's all to do with obviously taking damage on the familiar passive abilities when you get hit, and obviously my wall familiars are based on my troop combination, and that's why I have a bit more on the reptilian riders. Nothing on T3, nothing on T1. We've got about 250k siege, and that's going to help us prevent from burning, and also you have a high chance of capping people when they add siege troops into their army. And then we've got about 250k each T4 across the board. They will soak up the damage. They're going to make a massive difference, and that's where the might comes from. So you know, without the T4, obviously that will make a big difference. You can build a T3 in that sense, but obviously don't build all three. There's a few different types of solo traps that I've seen where you build 2 million of each T2. 3 million of 2 types of T2, and then about 3 million one type of T3. So you can go that way as well. Now we've got that out the way, obviously we are all infirm, because that's going to give us a massive amount of HP, and obviously troops, so each gives a 5% HP, which is massive. So that's going to make a big difference. In terms of familiars, I have got quite a few, but I'm only going to be using the Tempestite, Evil Weevil and Aquarius. So the reason for that is obviously this one and the other one is 15% each way. You know, you get 15%, the enemy loses 15%, so overall that's 30% HP that you're going to gain from there. And the reason why I have more cav troops is because I'm using this guy, and obviously with him is you get the stun when 10% of your troops have fallen. Now I have 11 million troops, and when I am in this formation, range wedge, obviously my cav is going to be at the front. If I get hit with range, my cav is going to take a bunch of damage, and obviously their T5 will do a lot of damage. So for me to be able to get my Tempestite to pop, you need to lose about 10%, which roughly it's going to be about 1 million troops, and that's where the extra cav troops comes in, and obviously and that will enable me to get my Tempestite to proc, which in return will give me a very valuable 10% stun in return, which is going to make a massive difference. I mean, you can do it differently. You can use the individual ones, which are the likes of Trickstar. What's the other one? I haven't unlocked them, but the Inf version and the Cav version, if you want, based on your troop combination. But this one is what I'm going with, and obviously that's going to make a massive difference. It will work in my account based off how I built it, and that's the reason why I will have more cav in general. Okay, we don't need to go into Tycoon, we don't need to go into the lab. This is, you know, 976, gives me a bit of gems. It will help. In terms of Artifacts, I've opened quite a few, but I haven't blessed anything, so I'm not working on it. But I will start working on it. I will start getting the packs, and then obviously once I've built a decent amount of packs, then I'm gonna get working on the army ones. So the inf attack, the range attack, the cav attack, the HP. And with the leaders, I don't need the fury ones for the time being, because we're not going to get into fury. So I will slowly work on that before I do any astrolites. But yeah, if we get any astrolites along the way, obviously we will use that. Happy days. But for the time being, I'm going to finish off my jewels and my gear, and then I'm going to start working on the artifact. So we don't have anything on there. In terms of research, let's go into it. If I just give you a breakdown, as it stands, this is not it, it's the other one. So we've got 107 million might in troop research, buildings about 10 million, research only 66 million, and then obviously hero armies, player level, etc. So if you have a look at the research is really good because it's quite very low. I haven't even researched the counters, and you will see that once we go into the actual tree itself. But yeah, majority of my might comes from troops, and obviously from the T4 especially. So if we go into each economy, we've only done up to that, obviously because I needed to unlock T4. But if you're running with T3, you don't need to go into this one. Defense, I've only done that one, which only gave me like 500 might, and the reason for that is because I want to lose my traps. I don't want people to recognize I'm a solo trap. So obviously this will help. Otherwise, your trap destroyed will always be 0 if you haven't researched anything, and without this and this one, you're not going to be able to obviously build any. So that's why I have researched that. But otherwise, if you don't want to mind people knowing that you're a solo trap, then by any means you don't have to do anything. But like I said, it's like 500 might in research, which is literally nothing. Research, obviously, unlocked all the way T4. No need for it at the moment. I will do that once I turn my account into a value trap, because I'm going to do the counter researches. But for the time being, we don't need to do this. Happy days, we will save on some might. Monster, I've literally just done to level 2, so I'll be able to hunt level 2 monsters. Apart from that, I haven't done anything with it, so I just left that as it is. We've already been into defenses, nothing in there apart from the one. Upgrade military, I haven't even researched the subsidiaries because I don't need the extra might. I've literally gone into innate talent, and that is pretty much it, because I just needed to unlock 2 innate talents, one for obviously building research, troop boosting, etc, and the other one for war talents. Army leadership, again, nothing in here apart from I've gone down up to the wedges, and I've only researched the inf and the range wedge. Cav wedge, I will never use that, there was no need for it, so we're going to save some might on there. Military command, I've only gone through and done the breakthrough, because obviously we need for mythic. Everything else is blank. Again, familiars, I've only done up to pack 3 because I'm working on my T3 familiars, and that will be a future video. And the next one is familiar battles. I obviously have gone and did the slot 3 because we need 3 familiars. So the rest I haven't touched. Again, when I turn it into a big rally trap, I'm gonna go to the slot 4 because we're gonna need more help. On the wall, sigils 0, wonder battles 0, T5 0, and advanced wonder battles 0. So that's the research. Bags, currently I haven't got anything in here apart from frost chest, which I have no use for it, so I don't need to open. We've got a bit of shields, anti-scouts, couple of level 70, 50s, some 20s, etc. Speed ups, not too much, just enough to rebuild whatever cav we lose. Resources, I've got about 2 billion of each, 2.5 billion, but yeah, I'm okay. I don't need to boost any more troops, literally, so yeah, I'm fine with that. In terms of consumables, a couple of brave hearts, a couple of VIPs. Let's actually use those now, and then some reloads, some talent resets. What else? We'll just quickly scroll down and see 2 migrations, 9 license to kills. I need to get more of these, because when I capture a leader, I don't just want a shield, I want to be able to execute. Do you know what I mean? Because that's going to give us 30% increase and 38% on HP. So there is no point capping a leader and you can't hold it because obviously you're a solo trap, because or you're going to get rallied, you can't migrate. It's actually pointless because you're going to be going back and forth. You'll be wasting migration scrolls. So the other best option is to execute those leaders and get something out of it, because you're going to lose some troops, so you might as well get some benefits out of it. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I need. So I'm going to get that from the Tycoon, and I'm also going to get the $5 packs whenever it comes out, because that's going to be nice. Some star scrolls, anime. We've got some techno library, which will come in handy when we do the extra research, and we've got about 6,500 tomes. That's the bags. What else do you want to see? Okay, yeah, you want to see the cabinet. So let's go through that real quick. Some researches, nothing major. Obviously we've got the ring, the iris, and the scroll. That's what we're running with. Eventually I'm going to change the ring into cup, but that's the long-term goal. But this one gives about some army HP, so it's nice. We've got the fist, which is going to give us again some more army HP, but that's actually in my fake gear. I'm running with the mitts, and that's where we get extra 25% army HP, and once we go into mythic, it's going to go into 35, which is going to be really, really good. Again, we've got the sword, and we've got it to level 2. Obviously we've tempered it to level 2, and this is where I'm going to invest all my astrolites whenever I get some, but I'm not gonna go on and buy anytime soon, just saying. So we've got the sword, we're running the champ boots. It's just too good, so it's the only pack I'm actually buying right now, because everything else I'm going to get it from the lab. Just that's how you need to be smart with the game. Spend it where you need to, because you're going to get gems back, you're going to get resources, you're going to get speed ups, and everything else that I need in terms of my gear, I can get it from there. So we're just going to keep buying champ packs. Once I'm done with the boots, I am probably going to do the offhand. I know the chest is better, but that one's just too expensive, takes a long time, but I'm going to do the offhand, and then I'm going to do the helm. Eventually I'm going to turn it into a 5-piece rally trap champ, so that will be nice. We're running with the firewall plate on my fake gear, but this is my go-to. It's a lot cheaper in terms of build. We can get it from the Tycoon, and I'm running frontline most of the time inf range on a range wedge, so I need the inf range attacks anyway. So yeah, it's a really, really good piece of gear, and it doesn't cost a lot. It's only 6, sorry. So yeah, that's what I'm running with. And then in terms of helm, we've got the beast, but I am going to change that soon, because I need the bumble helm. That's the better option, and it gives a little bit more army HP as well. So yeah, in terms of jewels, we've got a couple of bits here and there. As you've seen from my previous video, I'm working on my jewels, and I'm going to keep getting the 20 and the 50 pack on the next rotation. So I'll do one rotation 20, and then I'll do the next rotation 20, 50, so on and so on, and then slowly we're going to get everything into gold, because at the moment all my jewels are purple, which is really good. In terms of gear, it's my fake gear, so it doesn't look too suspicious, right? And then when I'm on my fake gear, let's see how much it gives me. About 300 across, 285, 295, not too shabby. Happy days. And then obviously we get 355 army HP, and we can swap to my real trap gear, and let's see what that does. So we've got 396 on inf, 364 on range, and 336 on cav. So it's heavy inf, but I'm fine with that, because I'm going to be on range wedge. The cav will drop back, the inf on range will go to the front, and then they're going to do a bunch of damage. And obviously if I get hit with range blast, that inf attack will come in handy. So and it's majority of that it's coming from the champ boots, etc, etc. So once I change the helm beast, that's going to give me a bit more range and a bit more cav, and that's where it's going to go up a bit more. And obviously don't forget, when I'm doing my jewels, I'm going to start working first on my cav and range. Hopefully those are the ones that I'm going to get gold and purples, IGG, just saying. But yeah, eventually these will end up becoming like 500% across, and that's what we're aiming for. Don't forget, when we start working on the artifacts. That's gonna give us a bunch more stats as well. We've got 165 army attack, almost 400% army HP, not too shabby. And that's what the gear looks like. I don't think I forgot anything else. I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm going to start trapping once my shield drops in about 4 hours time, and then obviously KVK is just around the corner, and that is going to help massively because we know we're going to get some gangbangs. Hopefully it's going to be an active KVK. Expect more trapping videos coming your way very soon. As always, thank you for the support.
Boom.
Please share, like, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.